Hey, good morning, Jackson and all surrounding areas. I'm Clay Edwards. About to go live here on the Clay Edwards Show this morning. It's Friday. What's today? 22nd, 23rd, 22nd, July 22nd. We're going to talk about yesterday's police chase that ended in tragedy over in Jackson with the mailman getting killed. We'll break that down. Surprisingly, I'm going to take the police side on this. Should I say no surprise? And I want to talk about school teachers or educators being allowed to carry firearms in the classroom. We're going to get to that. The intro music for the show is about to play. We'll go live in about 1 minute here. We're going to just do the first segment live here on Facebook. Then you'll have to tune into the radio or the stream. I'll put the link to the show in the description here. So when the video ends, just hit the link and you can finish listening to the show on your phone. I just don't do the stream for the whole show. All right, the intro music's playing now. Give me about 30 seconds. I'll be right back to you.
What's going on? Going to war on cancel culture and bringing the spotlight on issues and topics from around the city of Jackson. No one else wants to talk about.
The whole system is corrupt and evil. It's unreal, and they don't care. And everybody knows that. It's just sad.
And fights for the soul of America.
I'm gonna need y'all to explain to me what a positive solution.
It would probably help if I got my notes out sooner.
People have been in charge for a while now, and I'm not seeing too many positive solutions.
Strap in, turn up the volume, and get ready, Jackson, for unfiltered no
3, 2, 1. Good morning, Jackson, Mississippi, and all surrounding areas. You've tuned in to the free-range human show of choice, your daily dose of reality radio. This is the Clay Edwards Show. I am, of course, Clay Edwards. We are live here on 103.9 WYAB at the lovely Cotton Exchange Plaza out in Flora, Mississippi. We're streaming worldwide at WYAB.com. And we're on the TuneIn app. Just go search WYAB. And this morning I got busted out my cell phone, turned the thing on, opened up the Facebook app, and I am streaming live in living color on the Save Jackson Facebook page for the first segment of the show. So if you want to check that out, if you want to leave a comment, hit share on that video, that would be awesome. And I've got something cool in my hand that you're only going to see if you're streaming live on the Facebook page. I am holding a bottle of Jackson bottled water. I'm sure this is the safest, cleanest bottled water that one could ever drink. I mean, it's straight from Jackson tap water. I may send a case of this to Chockway's house. Man, we'll send this to Joe Biden. That'll get him over the cancer and the COVID pretty quick. All right, hey, look, man, if you guys want to chime in on today's show, after the first segment, I'll open the phone lines up. The Mac Hike of Flowwood phone line is 601-879-0002. The Guns and Gear text line, if you want to send a text to the show, 769-241-1944. One more time on the text line, 769-241-1944. All right, man, let's just start with this. Let's start with the big police chase yesterday that ended in tragedy. It was a terrible, terrible situation. You hate for that to unfold. It looks like Pearl Police was chasing a guy, and he had a wreck in South Jackson there. The suspect hit the mail truck. I know I originally reported it wrong on Save Jackson. I said that the Pearl Police hit the mail truck. That was the video I was watching from the scene, had it wrong. And that's me. I own that mistake, and I did correct it. The suspect hit the mail truck, and the postal worker was killed. And here's a really sad, any loss of life is sad like that, innocent loss of life. That very mail worker, I don't know if it was last year or a couple years ago, but here recently, won the Hero of the Year USPS award. I'm not sure on the exact name of it, but that's how it was explained to me. That mail worker, that mailman, saved somebody out of a burning house while he was on his mail route. So it really looks like we lost a good one yesterday. As of this morning, the family had not released the name, I don't believe. I know it, but I don't want to release it until the family does. I feel like that's the respectful thing to do there. But keep that family in your prayers. Keep his friends, and keep the mailman in your prayers. My friend, Miss Valerie, yeah, she's a mail lady over in South Jackson. She stays mad at me a lot because we don't always agree politically, but you know, she knows I love her, and I'm praying for them. I know she was friends with him. Another buddy of mine, Justin's a mailman. He sent me a message yesterday thanking me for sharing the stuff, and we all probably know somebody that works for the Postal Service. So keep your mailman and mail lady friends in your family. I'm going to read a little bit of this article. This is just to catch you up in case you're been living in a hole the last 24 hours. This is from darkhorsepressnow.com. It says authorities have confirmed that a postal worker was killed when his truck was hit earlier today when a man ran from Pearl police. Brandon Andrews, age 20, has been taken into custody and charged with multiple charges in connection with the chase of the fatal crash. Pearl police officers attempted to make a traffic stop on the Toyota Camry Andrews was driving for speeding westbound on I-20 just before 11 a.m., the police said. Andrews allegedly failed to pull over, and officers pursued Andrews, continued westbound on I-20 onto I-55 South and into the Jackson city limits. Now, I'm going to quit reading there, and this is where I'm going to jump in with my personal opinion here. Here's the deal, guys. I understand why the knee-jerk reaction from everybody is going to be, why were they chasing? Somebody had to die over somebody running from an expired tag or speeding or whatever. I did a YouTube video about this yesterday afternoon. And it's like this, like, why didn't they just let him go? Nobody had to die with this. You never know. If someone is stupid enough to run just because they're speeding, or just because they have an expired tag, or the window tint's too dark, or just some minor traffic violation at the end of the day, if somebody is stupid enough to run because of that, if I'm a cop, the first thing I think of is, what are they really hiding? Why are they really running? Because there's no reason to run if you're just going to get a ticket. No reason. You know, have they kidnapped somebody? Let's go worst case scenario, because that's kind of how it ended, right? So it's easy to imagine another type of worst case scenario. Let's say they have kidnapped somebody and they've got them in the trunk. Any numerous things could be going on here. They could be somebody that's out wanted for murder and has a warrant for murder. So I will not blame the police. It's terrible. It is a tragedy. You know, we can go back and forth about them crossing into Jackson. Pearl is the first line of defense for Rankin County. Pearl and Richland right there on I-20 is the first line of defense from Jackson, from Jackson's nonsense spilling over into Pearl. Now, I know this guy lived in Flowood, but I'm just making a point here. If Pearl and Richland and Brandon, if they're going to be lax, then what's to keep the criminals from coming over there? You have to set a standard that criminals fear. And they've done that. And unfortunately, when bad people decide to do bad things, like what this guy did yesterday, he may have been a good guy up to this point in his life, but he made one bad decision that has now, they talk about the butterfly effect. This is the butterfly effect. Those blue lights coming on was the first flap of the wings. Then him deciding to run, or you know what, better yet, him deciding to run was the first flap of the wings over in Rankin County. And when that butterfly quit flying is when he hit that mailbox. That is the butterfly effect in perfect full color for you. I can't think of a better way to describe it. That is the butterfly effect. He made a terrible decision, and it ended in an innocent person losing their life. It's never the bad guy that loses their life in these situations, is it? It's never the bad guy. You know, I mentioned yesterday, I had a friend of mine whose mom was killed in a accident similar to this last year. I did it on my YouTube video. And I just got a text from him. I'm going to read it here during the break because I can't cut my phone off. But I can't begin to imagine how it feels to be a family member or friend of somebody that gets killed like that. And I don't want to pretend I do. I don't. But we can't let bad guys go. You just can't do it. It's a risk reward, and it is terrible when it ends like this. And I feel terrible. And if you knew how it was going to unfold, if you say, well, it was just speeding and we just let that one go. But you don't know that if it's just speeding. So You know, it's hard to do a good thing. It's hard to do the right thing, and sometimes doing the right thing is going to make a bunch of people mad. But that's what you have to do. I will not be angry at Pearl Police. I won't. I'm sorry. Actually, I don't know what I'm apologizing for. I'm just not going to be mad at Pearl Police. Those guys do a hell of a job keeping that area safe. And you know, if somebody wants to screw up, this is what happens. You know, there are consequences and repercussions, unfortunately, to this type of behavior. If you want to call in after we come back from this commercial break, the Mac Hike of Flowwood phone line is 601-879-0002. The Guns and Gear text line, 769-241-1944. Something else that's on deck is the Mississippi Free Press is reporting that the Mississippi Education Board has removed the ban on guns in K through 12 schools, citing state law. What's that other liberal rag? MississippiToday.org is reporting that that is not the case. So we'll try to break that down. But either way, let's just say that teachers are allowed to carry firearms in the schools. Then these little messed up kids on their SSRIs, they're going to come in there thinking they're going to shoot up a classroom. They're going to F around and they're going to find out if they get the right teacher. That's the way it should be. You know, if you're a teacher, you don't want to carry, great. Great. If you're a teacher and you want to carry, God bless you. God bless you. You know, that is your First Amendment right. These gun-free zones are murder zones. I made a joke on Facebook. Unfortunately, it went right over some people's heads the other day. I said, I'm going to put a no guns allowed sign on my front door of my house. I mean, just so criminals know that when they break in my house, they can't have a gun. It'll make it safer for me and my family. I mean, they can come in, they can club us upside the head and take everything, but they'll know don't bring the guns inside, because that's what criminals do. They follow rules. They follow the laws. So I got that sign hanging up outside my door so criminals know. So I'm able to sell all my guns now. Got big government. Clay sold all his guns, just so you know. I put a sign on my door. I'm saying I'm gonna put one on my car too that says, when carjacking me, no firearm allowed. How stupid does that sound? That sounds stupid, doesn't it? Well, criminals think the same thing when they see no guns allowed, when they want to go in somewhere and shoot something up. Oh, no, sorry, Billy. We got to take our guns back to the car. There's a sign that says no guns allowed. This is a gun-free zone. We can't commit our mass shooting here. Woo! When you say it out loud sometimes. When you say it out loud. All right, look, man. This is the Clay Edwards Show. We're going to take our first break. We'll be right back on 103.9 WYAB. Hi, Facebook. I wanted y'all to get a taste of what the Clay Edwards Show is like. If you haven't watched it before, you can tune in live on 103.9 FM here in Jackson, Mississippi. You can stream live at WYAB.com. The podcast will be available shortly of the whole show by about 8:30. And I put the link to the stream in the description here. Y'all hit your comments, and when I get off the show, I'll come back and I'll reply to any of the comments. Y'all stay safe out there. Hit share on this video. Let's help grow this thing some. Peace out. Y'all have a safe weekend.